Good morning.
Buongiorno.
We are taking the dogs out for a lovely walk in the countryside. It's a lovely, crisp, coolish October morning. Not quite weather for coats yet, but it's still lovely and the sun's out. And we thought we would bring you with us. We've just got back a couple of days ago from our experience in the little VW camper van that we rented. We thought we would have a chat about it because it was quite an experience.
Sì, è stata una bellissima esperienza, per me tranne per una cosa, avevo mal di schiena tutto il tempo perché quel letto, per quanto poteva essere comodo, insomma io non lo so, mi faceva male la schiena, non ho idea qual è il punto.
I found the beds comfortable after the first night I slept in the top bed, and the top bed is supposed to be the most comfortable. It has these springs underneath.
Yes.
And you slept down and you were very uncomfortable. So the next night we swapped. I slept in the bed below, and on the third night I realised that I'd slept the wrong way round in the bed because I'd slept with my head at the back of the van, and that part of the bed is really, really hard. And the next night I turned round, and why did I turn round? There was a reason. I turned round, I think just because Indy was in the way. She was sleeping right there and she took up so much room. I turned round so that she could be by my feet, and I realised that the top half of the bed was much more comfortable and I slept really well in it. So that wasn't a problem for me. But you didn't find it very comfortable, did you?
No, non io, la mia schiena.
But
No.
you have problems with that anyway, even at home.
Sì, diciamo che allora, quello che mi è piaciuto di più è il fatto che tu puoi andare in un posto e se ti piace decidi di fermarti lì. Non devi prenotare, non devi fare niente, semplicemente ci arrivi, ti fermi, ti piace e rimani.
Yeah, that was the great thing because we didn't know where we were going to stop the first night. We thought we were going to go straight to Rapallo, but then we stopped in Sestri Levante and we had a nice time there and just decided to stay the night after dinner. We thought, well, why drive further? So we downloaded an app that Tanya and Adam from Jits Into the Sunset, you might remember them from a few of our videos and from their videos because they do wonderful videos. They recommended an app called Park for Night where you can find parking spots to pull up and sleep overnight. So we downloaded that, and with the help of that app we found our first parking spot on a little dead-end road overlooking the sea, literally right on top of the sea, and it was a perfect spot apart from the fact that there was trains passing by literally every 15 minutes all night long, and even though I had earbuds in, it was really noisy for me because I was in the top bed, and the top bed is noisy because basically you're in a tent.
Sì.
It's not soundproofed or insulated or anything. It's a tent.
Diciamo che io la prima notte, quando ho dormito sotto, avevo troppo caldo. Ecco perché poi la seconda notte ho preferito andare su, perché ero più... cioè la temperatura la preferivo.
Yeah, we bought two duvets,
Sì.
a summer duvet and a winter duvet, because I knew it was going to be colder in the top bed. So we put the thick winter duvet up in the top, and it was quite nice up there, wasn't it?
Sì,
With
sì,
the
sì,
duvet.
sì. Poi un'altra cosa che abbiamo scoperto, partiamo senza fare un piano, partiamo e vediamo quello che succede. Ebbene, per non stressarci, questo era il punto. Poi, secondo me, dal mio punto di vista, ho capito che magari non fare un piano è più stressante che fare un piano, perché vai in un posto e poi dici, vabbè, rimaniamo, non rimaniamo, se vogliamo andare più avanti, quanto tempo ci vuole. Cioè, un minimo di organizzazione secondo me ci vuole. Chiaro che di tutto questo discorso non stiamo parlando solo di esperienze nostre, personali, per quanto riguarda noi come siamo fatti. Ovviamente per ognuno è diverso questo.
I think also we didn't sleep well the first night. I mean, I really slept like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. I don't know how many hours you slept. But the second day we were really tired and I was like really, really sleep starved. I need my sleep, and I was really irritable and grumpy, which didn't help. And also I think on the second day I was terrified that I was going to sleep really badly again the next night. So I was just thinking the second day, this is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And I know that we could have easily checked into a hotel. In fact, do you remember the second night where we slept in a car park on the seafront in Menton? Is that where we slept?
Yeah.
I said at one point, just before we were going to bed, I said, ooh, there's an Ibis hotel 9 minutes drive from here. Shall we go? And he was like, no, we have to give it another chance.
No, non è così terribile, intendiamoci bene. È il fatto che noi non siamo abituati, come tutte le cose, abbiamo bisogno di un certo periodo di adattamento per fare qualcosa. India è partita per cercare qualche cosa.
Holly, stay here.
Holly, tu no.
Yes, I mean, the fact that I didn't sleep that first night was not because of the comfort or the noise or the cold, nothing like that, because it was comfortable for me. And I lay there thinking, this is comfortable, why am I not sleeping? It was mental, it was in my head. My brain was literally saying to me, you're not in your bedroom, you're not in your bed, you're not in a hotel room, you're in a vehicle on the side of the road and you're not going to sleep. And this is what my brain said to me all night long, and it didn't let me sleep. By the second night, my brain had sort of accepted that, and I think it was then telling me, it's actually okay, this bed is comfortable, you're nice and warm and safe, and I slept. So, I mean, I didn't sleep like I would have done in bed at home.
Sì, è incredibile come il nostro cervello, quando ci dice che qualcosa sta succedendo, anche se non è vero, poi noi pensiamo che davvero succederà, no? Come, non lo so, qualcuno potrebbe dirci che sta arrivando la fine del mondo e tutti noi ci crediamo, come è successo magari con il Covid, che sembrava che dopo qualche tempo tutti quanti saremmo morti, ma per fortuna non è successo, voglio dire. Comunque è stata una bellissima avventura, a me è piaciuto tantissimo, mi piacerebbe rifarla, sinceramente.
But without me.
No, vabbè, è anche colpa mia, se lei è irritabile è colpa mia, perché io guidavo troppo veloce
He drives so fast, I was so scared on the, so it's the second day, I'm confused, yeah, it was 3 days. So on the second day, there was a lot of windy roads, a little bit of motorway, scary motorway, because the motorway between Genova, around the Genova area, is horrible. It's really windy, really narrow, lots of tunnels, and lots of big lorries and trucks. And Carlo does drive very, very fast, and I was literally white knuckle terrified, felt like I was on a roller coaster all day long. And it was terrifying. So there's actually a bit of video that we filmed.
You're right, but I don't have excuse, but I need to tell you something. I drive the same speed I do with the car.
Yes, and I'm terrified in the car as well. You know that. There's a piece of video when we're driving down after lunch where you say, now we're doing this, Nikki, you don't look very happy. Are you scared of my driving? Are you scared of the road? And I don't even answer, I'm so scared.
Ok, devo stare zitto con questo perché c'hai ragione.
Anyhow, the second day we had a lovely day. We went to, where did we go first? We went to Rapallo. Mm-hmm. We had a lovely time in Rapallo and a nice walk around. We got some food and then we drove on. We came through the border. We went to France and we stopped in Menton. It was totally unplanned. And that was the great thing. I'd always been curious to see what Menton was like. And it was lovely. I really, really liked that city. It was really nice. I could have stayed there longer and explored longer. And I'm really glad we did that. And I think if we'd been in the car, booking hotels to sleep in, I don't think we would have stayed there. And I don't think we would have explored it. So I'm really glad that we had the van and we had that possibility of just stopping in Menton and finding this beautiful city to explore.
È un'esperienza completamente diversa di quando viaggi in auto, perché quando viaggi in auto devi pianificare dove andrai a dormire, anche se in realtà anche quello potresti farlo all'ultimo momento, però con il van hai molte più opzioni. In più, un'altra cosa che mi è piaciuta di questo viaggio, oltre al fatto che abbiamo conosciuto delle persone, alcune di queste persone erano anche italiani come me. Era strano sentire un ragazzo di Milano che viveva a Menton con la sua ragazza, moglie, non so, e era in quel bellissimo angolo dove abbiamo fatto colazione. È partita una bella conversazione, è stato... Cioè, noi italiani siamo dappertutto, perché poi anche in Francia abbiamo incontrato quel cameriere che lavorava in quel posto dove siamo andati con Ferne e Ryan. E lui era proprio della Campania, la mia regione. Era incredibile, io che provavo a parlare qualche parola di francese o anche in inglese, e lui mi ha riconosciuto subito e iniziato a parlare in napoletano, per dire, che stai dicendo, siamo dello stesso posto.
Yeah.
Sì.
Let's talk about the difficulties of being in a van. The fact that you have to either find a public bathroom, which actually wasn't too bad, but my main problem was that, if you need to wee in the middle of the night, you had to figure out how to do it. So when we were in the first night, we were down this little dead-end road, so feasibly you could just like pop outside the van and squat somewhere. The second night we were in this car park in the centre of Menton, and there was a public bathroom in the car park. That's the great thing in France. A lot of car parks have a bathroom, except the bathroom was out of order. There was another public bathroom about 200 metres away in a little park on the seafront. But when I went there just before we went to bed, there was a couple of homeless people shuffling around, and they were camped out right by the bathroom. And I didn't really want to go there on my own in my pajamas at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't want to wake Carlo up either.
No, io potevo venire a accompagnarti.
I know, but... So I had this little contraption called it's a she-wee or a she-pee. And it's like a little silicone funnel that you use. And I finally figured out how to... oh my God, this is too much information. But this is what camper van life is. If you don't have a bathroom in your camper van, you find ways to do it. You use a bottle and a funnel and it worked. Standing up, it worked. Sitting down, it didn't. I made the mistake the first time and that didn't work. But yes, that's what I used. And then other than that, we used public bathrooms.
It is incredible as the woman can be like men very easily with this accessorio.
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious. And the other thing was obviously we couldn't take a shower easily, and we eventually, I mean, we're lucky that it's been such amazing weather, because we eventually on the third day found a beach, a shower on a beach, and we went for a swim and had a shower and rinsed off, and that was great. But obviously being on a beach, you can't use soap or shampoo, so we didn't get to do that. But in the van, I mean, we were like spot washing with soap and flannels and stuff, and we were acceptably clean.
Sì, vabbè, è andata bene la prima volta che abbiamo potuto fare la doccia, quando eravamo a Villefranche.
Yes, Villefranche-sur-Mer.
Sì, eravamo lì e abbiamo fatto il bagno a mare, che era veramente bellissimo. E quindi abbiamo potuto fare la doccia che era lì. Sorry?
Really quickly. I remember that service stations often have showers in them, don't they?
Yeah.
Autogrill, c'è spesso una doccia.
Sì.
So
in Francia, sempre in Francia.
Oh, not in Italy. I'm sure I've seen some.
Okay,
the one that we stop when we're coming from Positano, the one we always stop at, that has a shower.
Okay.
I'm sure it does. So that's another option. I suppose some bigger service stations do have showers, so it can be done.
Sì,
Tu stavi per dire?
Stavo per dire che ancora una volta la Francia risulta, in mia opinione, migliore dell'Italia, più organizzata, perché sulle spiagge ci sono sempre le docce e spesso trovi anche i servizi, magari non in tutte le spiagge, puoi trovare un bagno. E in Italia non è esattamente così, devi andare per forza in un bar o devi andare in un ristorante o non lo so. Preferisco la Francia in questo senso, anche se sembra che sono contro l'Italia. Io non sono contro l'Italia, io amo l'Italia, però se in un paese un servizio è migliore uno lo deve anche dire, perché deve essere onesto, no?
We've spent quite a few weeks in France in the last year, and we really have been surprised at how the level of I don't even know what to call it. It's just a little bit superior. There's a lot of that they take care of their towns and villages better. There's flower beds planted, everything's clean, everything's re-systemed and organised well. There's a lot of sport, there's a lot of outdoor gyms, and if there's a promenade along the seafront or the lakefront, people are running and swimming and jogging and doing
questo
sport.
Lo puoi fare anche in Italia. Adesso
Yes,
non
you can do it, but people don't. You don't have all those classes and
Sì.
we saw Pilates classes and yoga classes, and I didn't even know what they were doing, the woo 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 classes, and people doing all sorts of things. You don't see that in Italy. In Italy, if people want to work out, they go into a gym and shut themselves in the gym.
Sì, questo è vero. Adesso è arrivata anche un'altra parte che mi è piaciuta, è che abbiamo incontrato delle persone che ci hanno riconosciuto.
Yeah.
Questa era davvero, io non me l'aspettavo, perché
No.
era in Francia, voglio dire, ma quante chance ci sono che qualcuno che guarda i nostri video era in Francia allo stesso momento o era un francese. In questo caso no, non erano francesi, era una coppia canadese, Virginia qualcosa?
From British Columbia, Victoria.
Victoria, non
Yeah.
Virginia, ok. E l'altra persona invece?
The other lady was California and Colorado. She went back and forth. And then the other couple that we met the next day, I don't think they said where they were from.
I can't remember.
No, can't remember.
Vabbè, insomma, è stata una cosa carina, voglio dire, come al solito non ce l'aspettavamo, noi non pensiamo di essere famosi, noi non siamo famosi, però poi la gente ci riconosce e questo è, cioè per me è bello, è carino.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really unexpected. I never expected it at all. But it's lovely to meet people. It's lovely to see.
Sì, so che abbiamo detto questa cosa in un video recentemente, però lo vogliamo ridire perché? Perché è bello, è anche bello per queste persone che ci hanno incontrato, magari guarderanno anche questo video, è anche bello per loro, insomma, voglio dire, cioè, non ci dimentichiamo di voi, ecco, questo voglio dire.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say one thing though. There's people sometimes are really hesitant to come up and say hello and don't want to disturb and don't want to bother us. If we look happy, please come and bother us. There was one incident a few years ago where it went horribly wrong, meeting somebody, where we just had to put our cat down, Lily, our lovely white fluffy cat. We'd just taken her to the vet and had her put down. And then we'd stopped and taken the dogs for a quick walk, and they'd thrown themselves in a stream, and we were covered in mud. We were really sad. We'd stopped at the shop in Montepettuso to buy some milk quickly. Carla had gone into the shop. I was sitting outside with the dog, and this guy came up to me a bit hesitantly and wanted to say hello, and I just couldn't deal with it at that time because I was filthy, covered in mud, and I just watched my cat die, and I was so upset. I just didn't have the mentality at that moment to be nice and friendly and oh yes, of course, let's have a selfie. And I just said, oh God, I think I said something like, I can't deal with this now. And he was horrified and walked away in disgust. And I got a very, very upset letter from his wife telling me what a horrible person I was a couple of weeks later and how disgusted they were with me. And I was really sorry about that. I was really sorry. I didn't mean to be rude, but he caught me at the worst time. And I just want to remind people that we're all human. None of us are perfect. We all have ups and downs of humours. That's not the right word, is it?
Questo fa parte di un discorso molto più ampio.
Yeah, I know. This has nothing to do with it, but I just wanted to put it out there that I'm going to apologise in advance. If anybody tries to say hello to me and catches me when I'm in the wrong frame of mind, I don't mean to be rude. It's just, I mean, that was an extreme example. And of course, they had no idea that our cat had just died and that we were covered in mud and we were upset. But things like that could happen. So anyway, let's forget about that and let's go back to the camper van. So what's your overall feeling? Cosa è il tuo sentimento vero? Tu lo farebbe da nuovo? Ti piacerebbe fare un'altra volta?
Sì, mi piacerebbe farlo se tu sei più rilassata. perché tu non eri molto rilassata, va bene, parte della colpa è mia, ma non era solo perché io guidavo troppo veloce, anche perché tu non stavi proprio bene. E queste interazioni, quando si è insieme, non si ha la possibilità di distaccarsi per un po' e diventano più e più, come devo dire, stressanti, sì,
Yeah.
questa è la parola giusta. Quindi è stato un viaggio, per quanto mi riguarda usare il van, è stata una bellissima esperienza. Per quanto riguarda il fatto del tempo che siamo stati insieme, è stato un 50% molto bello, un 30% nice e un 20% un disastro.
Shut up! Yeah, that's probably
E vi
about
dico la
right.
verità, perché questa è la verità.
Yeah. There was a lot of bickering and arguing and shouting at each other as we were driving, and indecision on what to do as well. I think it would probably work better if Carlo let me drive sometimes.
Io non ho mai detto che tu non potevi guidare.
Oh, sorry, got caught up in a bramble.
Aspetta, questa critica non l'accetto. Fermati un attimo e devo dire questa cosa. Io non ho mai detto che tu non potevi guidare. Se
No,
tu
I
volevi
know.
guidare, tu potevi guidare. È vero che anche io mi spavento quando tu guidi, però.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was, I think for the first time we did it, and I talked to Sky about this and she agreed with me, we really chose the wrong road, because my idea in the camper van was that we'd be parking up in woodland areas, maybe a bit like this, like in a field with a beautiful view, and we'd get the little table out because it comes with 2 chairs and a little trestle table, and we'd be sitting outside having a meal that I cooked in the camper.
E non è successo.
And that didn't happen at all, because we ended up in like side roads and car parks the whole time. And my idea of travelling in a camper was not sleeping in a car park in the middle of a city. It was being out in nature, in the middle of nowhere, in a beautiful place, waking up to a beautiful view. So I was a little bit disillusioned about that, but I think that's because we chose the wrong road, because we were on the coast
Of
road.
course, we chose the wrong road.
And the
we
coast-
are on the coast.
Obviously sea one side and mountain the other side, so there was not really anywhere that you could drive off into the countryside. So I think if we did it again, we should head towards like Siena and down Val Colledelsa and that sort of area, down like South Tuscany or Umbria, or maybe up into the Dolomites or something, but somewhere more countryside where there's more choice of where to pull off on the side of the road. So I'd like to try it again.
Sì, ma il sud della Francia è troppo bello.
Yeah, that's another thing. I really wanted to go back to France, also because I needed to stock up on chocolate.
E poi volevamo andare di nuovo a Rapallo, che è un posto bellissimo.
Yeah.
anche.
No, I mean, we did what we wanted to do. We went to the area we wanted to go to, but it probably wasn't the best for the first time in a camper. We should have chosen somewhere more countrysidey, but we can just do that next time.
Io non sono d'accordo, per me abbiamo fatto bene. La prossima volta abbiamo la scusa per affittare di nuovo il camper e andare in un posto nel countryside.
Yeah. And I know this is a classic YouTuber thing to do, buy a van. YouTubers buy vans, don't they? Live in a van. We're not going to go and live in a van. That's not our plan. This is a dream of mine that I've literally had since I was about 4 years old, and I'd never even tried it. So this was what this was about. We wanted to try this new experience, see what it was like, see whether we enjoyed it, and we want to try it again. And maybe at one point in the future we will buy a van, but maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just keep hiring one every now and again when we want one. And it's been inspired by some of our YouTuber friends, Sarah and Luca, Tanya and Adam, but also it's been a dream I've had. I can remember sitting in the school car park when Sky was in middle school, so between the ages of, middle school was what, like 10 to 12, 10 to 13? And she went to school in Sorrento, so it would take half an hour to drive her to school and half an hour to come home again. And sometimes she was only at school for like 2 or 3 hours, and it wasn't worth my while going home and then coming back to pick her up. So I would literally sit in the car outside the school for hours every day. And all that time I would think, if I had a little van, I could make a cup of tea, I could have a little nap, I could sit at the desk and work. And
Però non dici che non avresti mai trovato un posto dove parcheggiare il van.
yeah, obviously on the Amalfi Coast, buying a van is a terrible idea because there's just nowhere to park. So that's why I never did. Also, we didn't have the money. But it's always been a dream. It's not just a YouTubing thing. It's something that I've dreamt of. When I was 4 years old, one of my babysitters had a caravan, and it was my favourite thing to do was to play house in the caravan. I loved it, and I wanted one of my own. So it's always been a dream of mine to do this, and I feel like we've only just scratched the surface, because in the end, because we were in towns the whole time, and then we were at Fern's house where we got to have a shower and we went out for dinner with them, I only made 1 cup of tea. We didn't cook anything. We brought a ton of food with us. I brought rice and lentils and vegetables, some mozzarella. We bought all sorts of things, and we didn't use any of it. We didn't cook because we were in a car park. I wasn't going to cook a meal in a car park. I mean, come on. That was a shame. We didn't really use all the facilities at all. We never used the porta potty because we just found bathrooms everywhere else. And so I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of being in a van, and there's more to discover.
Sì, è stato davvero una mini prova, non abbastanza lunga per capire se davvero ci piace o no. E questo perché chiaramente dovremo fare una prova più lunga, se ci interessa, se lo vogliamo fare, e io credo proprio di sì. E quindi niente, siamo rimandati alla prossima volta con più giorni e lontani dalla costa.
Yes. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little walk and chat with us. We are going to turn around soon and start walking back. We've been walking for 28 minutes.
Sì, ma anche voglio chiudere il video con questo. Questi sono i nostri video del mercoledì. Non sono dei video solo di bellezza come quelli della domenica, sono dei video in cui interagiamo tra di noi, abbiamo una discussione. Sono più, come si dice in inglese? Raw?
Raw.
Sì. Quindi fatecelo sapere, questa è una parola difficile da dire anche per me che sono in
Dice in
italiano.
inglese, più facile. Let us know.
Let us know if this type of video you like or not.
Thank you for joining us for this walk in the countryside, and we will see you on Sunday on our main channel with a new video.
Ok, ciao a tutti.
Bye.